Cult with No Name has played in Europe more times than they've played in the north of England. But Brexit could stand in the way of them and their audience across the channel.
Visa conditions are different for each individual country. That also means the costs will vary from country to country, and also the timelines and the waiting times for the issuing of your visa. Logistically and on a practical level, it's going to be incredibly difficult to set up any kind of tour, and it's going to put off, it may potentially put off promoters as well that might want to work with us.
For some musicians, touring could become prohibitively expensive.
The bands that it will affect most, I mean, dare I say bands like us actually, who just about break even.
I'm not in it just for me.
For orchestras, there are specific problems. It's thought that the visa costs for an orchestra visiting one country could be almost $30,000, a huge ask for a business with small profit margins. They also need extra documents and insurance to make sure their instruments are transported safely.
Just the sheer toing and froing now over the border, which is subject to customs checks, means that every orchestra is having to look at adding an extra day at either side of the tour to factor in delays, all of which comes at a cost. Up to now, an orchestra has been able to load its own truck, drive across the border, tour around Europe, and come home unencumbered by paperwork. The Trade and Cooperation Agreement now sets a limit that you can do one journey into the EU, 2 laden journeys, and then the truck must return to the UK.
There are questions about what impact restricted travel will have on culture both sides of the channel.
When you think of some of the greatest bands in history, what they did in their early days, so the Beatles in Hamburg, David Bowie, I mean, if it wasn't for Europe in their early experiences, perhaps they wouldn't have been the same band or act that they were.
The British government says it's working hard to find a solution, but so far the EU and the UK have been unable to strike a deal. Touring musicians have put their instruments down during the pandemic, but they say it's Brexit which could render them silent for good. Jemima Walker, CGTN, London.